everyone, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you another Let's Play episode of Changeling Tale, Grace's Path. So, I wanted you guys to be aware that I'm going to be covering a new shooter on my channel. It's not gonna affect any of my other VNs, it's just gonna be a little extra thing I upload on the side. I'm gonna be covering the stealth, horror-based boomer shooter called Blood West. Now, the full disclosure, the devs provided me a key for review purposes, and I'm going to be doing a playthrough of it on my channel. So, anyone who's looking forward to me playing a new FPS game, there you go, extra content. But anyway, guys, let's jump right back into it, shall we, and see just where this all leads to. Oh yes, there we were. I remember now. We were in the bath with Grace. Or we might be in the bath with Grace. Alright, guys, alarm saying you're up. Let's get saucy. Alright, let me get my voice going on now. Her forehead wrinkles and her cheeks pinch. She looks away and relaxes her features.
I don't regret a thing, Malcolm. I don't.
She lifts her arms from the bath and trails her hand along her forearms, exposing the skin under the bubbly foam.
I'm not usually that forward, but since I've been around you, something's changed. Something in me.
Grace, if something's wrong, something that you don't want to share with your sisters, I would sincerely like to know how I can help. Do you need someone to talk to listen? That I can do. She ignores me, staring straight ahead through the window. Grace, what's bothering you? Please, know that I'm your friend. I care about you, and I don't want to see you upset. Within my concern is also a threat of impatience, and the thought crosses my mind that Grace is playing some kind of game in which I've not been instructed or given a rule book. I also don't want you toying with me or your sisters. It catches her off guard. I get her attention back.
Malcolm, I appreciate your spirit today. My, how your demeanor has gone from caring and sweet to demanding.
Not demanding, concerned. Grace, please. Are you ill? Are you melancholy? Marion went out of her way to bring me here. She even spread white lies to my unsuspecting grandmother.
Lies? To Agnes? Oh my, what a scandal!
Grace frowns, then apologizes.
I do hope Agnes isn't hurt. I see that my behavior may have been blown way out of proportion.
I can't say I disagree. Now tell me why. I'm simply confused, not angry. She pulls her hands up and out of the water again, drawing figure eights through the bubbles. I reach for one hand, and this time she lets me take it. I gently wipe the phone off of her thin fingers, and curled my hand into hers, noticing how small her fingers feel.
I came home last night, scrubbed my face, had a dram of whiskey to calm my thoughts, but my mind just continued to race.
Grace looks to me in earnest, and squeezes my palm tightly.
It was like that all night. I couldn't sleep.
I empathize. I had some startling dreams as well.
Really? Like what? Please, tell me.
Well, I don't know if I ought to share.
Malcolm, tell me.
I cling tightly to her hand as she brushes her hair off her face. The steam in the room is filling the air again, and I can see the glee in her eyes, waiting for me to regale stories of fantasies and fear. It's then that I know that I want to continue pleasing her, in any fashion possible, just to see those eyes light up, to see that innocent smile, too often hidden behind a sullen veil. Oh, Lord. Ooh. Oh, that's so cool. I only remember moments and images, talking to you, kissing you, floating in the sea. Creatures big and small swarmed us. Whales, sharks, tiny phosphorescent jellyfish dancing.
We were underwater?
We were. I remember feeling as though I might drown, but I was still able to breathe, somehow. The sharks just circled. We were safe, unharmed, the magic of dreams. I leave out the parts where I dreamed of us touching, kissing. The icy waters being watered away by the feeling of her warm body pressing against my...
Oh, that sounds perfect! Not a nightmare at all, just peaceful, blissful.
It was. That's beautiful. Love the imagery there. I hesitate before saying more. Perhaps it can be perfect, or continue to be. Grace's blush deepens. I don't think it's from the steam. Do you want to tell me about your dreams, Grace? She takes a deep breath. I watch her shoulders and chest rise in the foam.
I do, but... Okay, yes, I will. Most of them were as you describe, just fleeting moments, experiences. I could smell your scent, like that of ale and shaving cream.
I can't help but laugh at hearing that. It must smell terrible.
I would say no, but we both know I smell of kelp, so there's no use in sugarcoating it.
Touché. Please continue.
We were underwater. I was kissing you, but you couldn't breathe. You kept gasping for air. Finally, I let you go, and you sank. And when I dove down after you, you were gone into the depths.
My dream now sounds foolish in comparison. No wonder she couldn't sleep. For a second, it looks as though Grace may cry, but she splashes water on her face, tucks her wet hair behind her ears, and keeps talking.
At the same time, every inch of my body felt tight, like it was being twisted, manipulated, wrung out like an old wet rag.
Her description sends me back to a different nightmare. Its sensations are still as vivid as the day I dreamt them. The tug of my jaw, the loss of control, my body goes stiff. Grace sinks into the bath, wrapping her arms around her chest, grabbing hold of her shoulders.
It felt like I was going to explode or be pulled so taut I would pop like a violin string. I don't know. I'm probably not describing it right. There was a burn inside me too, but that didn't hurt, just... It felt nice, like hot tea going down your throat on a cold night. A refreshing heat, if that makes sense.
It does. I know the feeling.
Like melting into myself.
Grace inhales and holds my gaze.
Throughout the night, it was more than the dreams that made me uncomfortable. It was feelings.
About me, I wonder. Us. Emotions.
Yes and no. More like sensations.
Inside.
And out. When I kept waking up, the heat was still inside me. Eventually I decided to try and cool off. I filled the tub with cold water, but once I got in, the water still felt hot. But I decided to get out of the bath.
Grace begins rubbing her arms again.
Malcolm, I need to tell you, and I need to show you something. But when I do, I'm afraid you'll run out that door and tell Marion, or worse, never want to see me again.
It takes a moment to realize she's being quite serious. Grace, it is highly unlikely. Unless you spin a tale of great debauchery that happened between last night and right now, I can't imagine my feelings towards you changing in the slightest.
I trust you, Malcolm. That's why I'm going to tell you, but please, be patient.
Grace slides her other hand out from under the sudsy water, letting it rest atop the tub rim. She beckons with one fingertip.
My arms. Feel them. Look at them.
She lets my hand go and extends her arms out a bit further toward the ceiling. Are you alright?
Just look. Touch. Please.
Ooh, scales. I take one arm in my hands, running my thumb along her wet skin, wiping away the soapy film and giving her goosebumps. Yeah, I usually like my girls pretty scaly. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Upon first glance, I see the shine to her skin, like iridescent flakes of opal covering every follicle of her arm. As I trail my fingers up her arm, more of her skin turns color. I've never seen anything like it. No, I have, but only in the sea. They shine just like fish scales. Applying a bit more pressure, a few flakes come off into my thumb, but there's no doubting it. They seem to be affixed. I turn her arm over and over again in search of glue or some other method of decoration. I appreciate her fondness for the sea, but decorating herself like a fish is ridiculous, even for Grace. Grace, what is this? A new cosmetic? Her face drops as if I have personally offended her.
No, it's me. It's real, and it's all over my body.
I don't know whether to be worried. The scales look so unreal, so unbelievable. Grace, is this some kind of hoax? People don't grow scales.
I assure you, I've no means to plaster scales over my body, Malcolm.
Wait. All over? At least it's covered. How's the scales alright? Good lord, girl, you limber as hell! Oh, okay, wait, that's water. I thought those were like super muscles or something. Like, really well-defined muscles. I'm like, damn, girl! She leaps from the water, still half covered in bubbles, and spins for me. Water splashes about as she twirls.
Just look at me!
And Grace continues spinning. In the late morning, sunlight grazes every spot on the exposed parts of her torso. I'm breathless at both her body and her skin. The sparkles trail down her thighs. My voice gets caught in my throat, the words held up by anxiety. Are you... what's going on? I hesitate to ask if something has infected her or otherwise inflicted a virus upon her. The last thing I want is to offend Grace again. It can't be real.
Malcolm, if I were going to prank someone, it would be my dear unsuspecting Marion, not you.
But I'm utterly speechless.
I seem to have that effect on people.
She spins and spins. Her wet hair and body spraying water as they go.
I shine just like a cork-wing wrestle.
What the fuck?
It's like a cork-wing race. Dare I say it's beautiful, don't you think?
I can't deny that her skin has taken on a pleasant luster, like a finely polished piece of mother of pearl. Can it really be called beautiful? Yes, it is, but what is it? And so the mystery deepens. Just as fast as she came out of the water, she flops back in. My hand goes back to her skin. As my fingers continue to glide up and down her arm, tingles go through my chest. My heartbeat speeds up and those sparkles on her skin spread even more evenly, as if responding to the touch. There's beauty to it, but it's just so troubling. I'd hate to confirm Marion's fears, but yes, something is very amiss in this lavvy. Does it hurt, or feel odd?
It's like a tingling going through me. Like pins and needles, sharp stings, but somehow it feels fine, normal even. I just don't understand it.
She shows me her arm again, and as she speaks, the shiny patches of skin across her arm go from glowing translucence to a pallid white.
Just watch, Malcolm. This is why I have to stay in the water.
The fear creeps back in. I feel a tightening in my throat. I hold tightly to her arm. The skin hardens. Flakes form and fall off, leaving bits of residue on the floor. She twists her arm from my grasp and slips it back underwater.
In the open air, I get so itchy, it becomes uncomfortable to be in my own skin. I want to get back to the ocean, but I can't leave Marion. Not now. Not with Jessie gone. It's why I haven't left the bathtub all morning.
And you're not dried up like a prune.
Hardly.
Look at them legs. Grace straightens up. Her bent knees hit the air, the water barely covering the rest of her chest. She extends one leg to the sky, and my heartbeat quickens. I'm once again reminded that, scales or not, I'm in the presence of a very lovely, very confident, very naked woman.
And will you look at this?
I swallow and cautiously examine the foot she waves my way. My gut is telling me to be wary of contagions. If this is some type of transmissible skin condition, I'm not about to catch it. Ooh, webbies. The surface of her foot looks normal, so I inspect more closely. She continues to flick her toes in my face. Grace, you're getting water into my eyes. I can't see. Oh my. I rub my eyes. This is definitely not a simple skin condition. Thin, wide flaps of skin are building in between her long toes. Are those... No, they couldn't be. This is all so ridiculous.
They're webbed.
Like...
Flippers.
I inhale sharply and drop her foot into the tub, jumping up as the water splashes.
Hey, watch it.
I'm watching whatever it is, Grace. Just as suddenly as her excitement reached its peak, it diminishes again. I can tell I have upset her.
But it's not that bad, right? I mean, you haven't run away.
Where would I run? I feel frozen in place. My head is spinning, and I think I'd rather be mucking out Hazel's stall than dealing with this bizarre situation.
Malcolm, it's lifted such a weight off my shoulders, even just telling someone.
So you're just going to stay in here until when? A doctor arrives? Jessie comes home from work? I don't understand.
That's not happening, Malcolm. With any luck, maybe my skin will adapt to the air.
Grace shrugs again.
Or I'll have to get into the loch somehow.
Wouldn't you prefer that it get better?
Yes, like spread all over my body.
No, like disappear. Grace's enthusiasm is returning and has me dumbfounded.
No, let it cover every inch of me, head to web toe. Oh, Malcolm, imagine me so shiny, so fluid in the sea. I bet I can swim faster. I'll stay warm in the coldest of ocean tides.
There's a hard rapping at the door.
What's going on in there? Is everything all right, Grace? Malcolm? At least tell me you're fine, please. I can't let Marion see me like this. She'll panic, even more than usual, and
Grace's already quiet voice drops to a whisper.
She'd never let me have this. My sister would find a way to make it go away. I just know it.
That sounds like a perfectly rational reaction to me, but I also can't bear to see Grace in such genuine distress, even if it's for all the wrong reasons. It's fine, Marion. We'll be out in just 1 minute.
No, we won't.
Grace hisses and whacks me with her flipper foot. Ow! Calm down.
What's that?
In just 1 second. I turn to Grace. You have to get out of that tub. Your sister will be stricken with fright whether she sees you like this or not. I grab both Grace's clothes and a damp towel. Try wrapping yourself in wet fabric. It may at least alleviate the itching until we can figure out what's happening to your body. Well, she takes the garments. Grace also gives me a pained but resigned expression, eyes pleading, lips frowning. My heart aches as she pouts. I know, just let me duck out briefly. I'll try to smooth things over with Marion. Oh, what an interesting predicament we have found ourselves in. Despite Grace's protests, I step out and close the bathroom door. There Marion stands, impatiently tapping her leather sole against the wooden floor. The thumping echoes against the walls.
Well?
Okay, She's a Okay, let's see what happens. Marion, I think you should know. Your sister is a fish.
Look, believe me, I know. She's going to have to stop behaving like when I get out of that tub, for her sake and mine.
No, I mean, I think she really is. The words haven't left my mouth before Marion charges the bathroom doors. A moment later, I hear her burst out in tears. I wonder if I've made a terrible mistake in letting myself be brought here today. I follow Marion into the lavvy and see that the bathtub is empty. Grace is gone, so is her dress. A trickle of water leads from the tub to the open window.
Grace! Grace!
We both crowd the window, but see not a trace of her.
No, not Grace. Not Grace, too.
Two?
Did she say if this is about Jessie?
Jessie?
Malcolm, this is all my fault. Jessie's gone. Grace is miserable. I can't even keep our family together. I failed.
Marion collapses on the floor in a puddle of linens and tears. The level of drama in the MacLeod home would rival that of any romance novel Gran ever read. Half of me wants to laugh and to scream. Wait, what? Marion, tell me what's really going on here. Jessie's gone, you say? Through her sobs, Marion chokes out the story.
Yes, she took off sometime overnight, left a note, disappeared off to the city. I don't know when we'll ever see her again.
Marion pulls a crumpled letter out of her pocket, handing it to me.
Dear Marion and Grace, I have to go. My heart is no longer in this tiny village. It is holding me back. I am holding myself back. I am leaving for Glasgow and hope to be settled by the end of the year. Do forgive me for my sudden disappearance. Know that I love you both, and I don't want you worrying about me. I've only left so quickly so as not to be stopped in the pursuit of my dreams. I will write when I am able. Yours, Jessie. P.S. Please forgive me for taking Mother's silver locket.
As I read, I can hear Jessie's voice in every word. Her desire to part ways with this one-horse town was never going to be quelled by the shimmying at the stag and nanny for the local drunkards. Although, I don't know if the city drunkards are much of an improvement. It takes a moment to process this second revelation of the day. By comparison, it seems almost mundane. I can't say I'm surprised, but I certainly won't admit that to Marion. Oh, Marion, I'm so sorry. I'm sympathetic to her plight, to hold her family together, especially under the circumstances, but suspect that Jessie can take care of herself in the city, even thrive, I imagine. Convincing the sullen woman in front of me of that truth is a different matter. Part of me regrets having ever gotten sucked into this family's sordid affairs. I know them to be good women, but even my years of service never trained me for these sorts of complicated situations. Instead, I tried to think of what words of wisdom Gran might offer. This might be very overwhelming for you. And she hasn't even seen Grace's flippers yet. I'm not about to break that news now.
I'm losing everything. Everyone.
I reach out to Marion, lifting her to her feet. Come, let's go get you somewhere comfortable. Man. Oh, Lord. She's unsteady, and I get her as far as the kitchen table before I know I ought to leave. Alright, guys, I'm gonna stop it right there. Wow, we saw a little bit of Grace's transformation. Wow. This is, oh, I can't wait to see her turn into that, to the Kelpie. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Big titty Loch Ness girlfriend. I'm so weird. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next episode. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!